Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
The following is a public service announcement of the Dave and Juan More Time podcast. If you ever find yourself being, 1,000 years old and handing out diplomas on a stage, how about you don't try to show off by jogging off the stage? It doesn't end well. Trust us. And speaking of doesn't end well, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
That's going to be followed by 1.
Of course it is, which is then followed by woohoo.
Woohoo, ta-da. Get you some.
Here it is.
Whatever we follow it up with. It's about as close to a live. Yeah. It's going to be about as close to a live broadcast that we've come to in a while, man. It's been a busy weekend, but hey, we're here in America. I know.
You're
I know.
welcome, man.
Yeah. You're so welcome. You're very welcome. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
This is Dave and Juan.
More time.
And again, thank you. Sit down, please. We got a lot of work to get to. Hoping everybody had a fantastic week. We just Juan and I were catching up right before getting on here. He's coming. I'm trying to see if you look tanned or not. Did you get any?
I got some sun, not so much from this weekend, but last week during work, like Memorial Day week, I took a couple of days off, and floated on a raft for a while. So
floated on a raft where at the
not in my neighborhood pool. We had some friends who were out of town that Riley was taking care. Yeah, remember people I kind of.
Yeah.
They're not quite as anal as I am about keeping things in order.
But they got a pool. Yeah,
they do, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I did also enjoy. We've talked about the things. Yeah, you don't throw away good stuff. They had 3 bags of Quickcrete, concrete mix. You buy at Home Depot. I'm guessing about 50 pounds or so. Stacked just on the edge of their little covered patio.
Okay.
Rains here, man. Yeah, rains on the patio.
So they basically have 3
pounds of concrete.
Well, not pounds, but yeah, they've
Yeah,
got several hundred pounds of hardened concrete in the paper, in the bag.
Some of the bags are ripped. I guess the concrete expanded.
Over time, it's going to become a feature, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Over time, the paper's gonna wear away. It's gonna fall off, and you're gonna have 3 bag-shaped hard blocks of cement.
Hey, I could sell that somewhere.
People are gonna think that modern art, man. What are you going for there, bro? We just didn't pick up the cement. We just left.
Yeah. I got sun from that.
Okay.
Then what you were referring to. So we went. My daughter is out of town. She's going to the beach for the week. Beach in Florida with a friend of hers. Friends from New Orleans, but the friend was swimming in Biloxi over the weekend. So
this is a friend that she swims.
She swam with. She learned, or she met her. She's not on the same swim team. This girl's from New Orleans. They swim against each other.
She's a competitor.
Right. She's a competitor, but they've met at some all-star meets and things like that.
We need to stop this right now, Juan. What is it with today's? She's a competitor, man. Giving out secrets, training secrets.
Well, they don't swim in the same. She's got different specialty events, I guess.
Specialty events, man.
So
I miss. We never had specialty events back in the day.
Nah, I didn't have events, so
we had to be all around. All right.
So we drove down there, and I said, you know what? We were going to just hang for spend the night on Saturday and drive down to Bay St. Louis. I heard a lot of people talk about that and just hang out there. We had never been. So we're driving down, and I went in my Jeep. I say, take the tops off and just kind of hang.
Oh, that could that might be some of the sun. That might be some of
the
Okay.
And so as we're driving down there, like the first exit you get to, I see like 4 Jeeps taking the same exit. And I thought, wow, that's interesting.
There you go.
And But then as we're getting to Biloxi, you see signs for an event called Jeeping the Coast.
Jeeping the
Jeeping the
coast.
Coast. Well,
All right.
in the Biloxi area, there's a big event called Cruising the Coast. It's like a big car show every
Okay.
year. So I guess it was a play on that. And I said, wow. And we figured we were just gonna, go like Bay St. Louis is back west from Biloxi. So we were just gonna cruise, go down the beach
Right.
road and
Right.
everything. So we come across the event. When I tell you, thousands, like literally like 4,000 Jeeps at this thing. It's like a 4-day event or something. They were all parked on the beach. And let me clear this up first.
Are Jeeps like a swingers club, man? What is this?
Dude,
what is it?
They call. I tell people, I said I drive a Jeep, but I am not a quote unquote Jeeper. I just have a Jeep. Yeah, that's what they call themselves, Jeepers. You see signs all over, it says welcome Jeepers.
Wow.
And so I told Joey,
Okay.
I said, I'm just a boring person because I have no desire to be involved in anything like this. And she said, no, you just want to be different so you can stand out. I said, oh, no, quite the opposite. I just want to disappear. I don't want to be noticed. I don't want to be singled out. I don't want to be part of any collective.
So you pull up in your Jeep along with, you're really unique, just like everybody else.
Well, they all trip them out. So then it's like, first of all, there's a Jeep parade at some point yesterday. So
I hope
thousands of Jeeps are lining up on the beach waiting for the parade.
And everybody who's just trying to get some vacation time, everybody's just trying to get to work, everybody's just trying to get to they are really admiring
so
you Jeepers' willingness to
congregate. But don't look, dude. So we go to the part where it's like, they've got food trucks and like I said, it's like a trade show. It's called the Vendors Village, where all the people who are selling Jeep crap.
Oh, you got to get some Jeep crap.
So we said, let's go check it out. Well, I see people, and again, tons of people, pop-up tents and everything, just sitting on the side of the road. So I roll down the window and I say, hey, is this where the Jeep parade passes? Or y'all just like people watching? Oh, no, we're just people watching. So people are sitting there. They bring tents to watch people drive up and down this street all day long.
What town is this happening in?
It's Long Beach, Mississippi.
I guess they needed a claim to fame. You know what happened? Somebody a few years back said, man, tourism here sucks. We got a few things, but nobody who do you think we can get to come down here and make this place special? I know.
Well,
let's get the Jeepers.
We couldn't figure out why it was so hard to get a hotel room.
Because you were there with
them. And this morning,
only in America, man, with all the problems going on in this world.
Walked out of the hotel this morning and sitting on my Jeep was an elephant duck. Because Jeepers like these ducks. They put these little ducks on their dashboards.
Okay.
And the card on it says, you've been ducked.
Okay.
And your ride is sweet. Take a photo and post to social media. Then
how about no? How about no? How about okay? Yeah, you need to give that Jeep to your daughter as soon as she starts driving and let her. I guess it's good marketing. It's my son has a Bronco Sport, and apparently they try to do all these off-roading events.
I guarantee you.
He gets all this. Oh, yeah. It's like, come up. Hey, rock and roll, man.
This is the best part of it, though. You talk about the off-roading aspect. You got people who have Jeeps that are, you invest a lot of money in these things, let alone all of the add-ons to it. Yeah, you got guys who've got like a $2,000 winch on an $80,000 vehicle, as though they're taking that thing off-road somewhere. Yeah, or like they could actually use a winch if they had to.
You know, you never know. You never know what's
But
gonna happen. Just like my vehicle. My vehicle is not a Jeep. It's not anything. It's you know it's but it's got 4-wheel drive. And my thing is and all the when I bought it and all the like the brochures and the videos and stuff about when you take it off road, when you take it whatever. I was like, man, you see me off roading my vehicle, I miss the road.
I got 4-wheel
I
drive.
missed the turn.
I got no clue how to turn it on.
Yeah. Oh, I think mine is all. Here's this. I've had my car for 4 years, maybe 5 years. One, I still don't know how any of it works. I mean, I really don't. Like last time we were in Florida 2 years ago, and somehow I was going. It was 2 years, maybe. So when I hooked up with, I met Don.
Well, Don, yeah.
Don Graham. Okay, that on that trip, and I guess my wife had taken my vehicle or moved my. I don't know what she did, and not intentionally, but she knocked something.
Right.
She shifted something, and I could just tell when I'm backing my car out, it's doing some weird. It was weird. It wouldn't turn right. It was just I was fighting with it and I kept thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to find a dealership here in wherever the heck we were. And then luckily, I think I pulled the manual. After I had lunch with Don, I sat in the parking lot in my car, reading the freaking manual, like, what happens if? Oh, there you go. I just, want to put a big piece of duct tape. Don't push this. Just stay away from this. But well, good deal. So it was a nice trip.
Yeah, it was nice.
Bay St. Louis.
Went down in Bay St. Louis, which is a really cool area. I mean, it's got like a 4 or 5 block strip. That's restaurants or pubs on the water, all with live music. So just a real chill kind of thing. And I talked about it kind of felt like a vibe that you would get in New Orleans 20 years ago.
I was about to say, without the gunfire and the
Right, where
carjackings.
it's really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just walk around, not worry about anything. And just hang out because you had all these people had Jeeps parked around with no tops on them, so nobody's worried about that.
Well, good. Glad you guys had a good week. I was
nice.
I was up at SMU this past week, Southern Methodist University, for this banking graduate school thing that I
teaching again.
That's it, man. Playing Professor Dave in session. It's but man, there's something about it. It's weird. I've been doing this, I guess, 6 years, 7 years. Every summer I do this thing. And I know there are a lot of universities that are like this, especially private universities. That place just reeks of money. I mean, just you walk around and they've been building stuff since I started, and I know it's been going on longer than that. I mean, and maybe the summer is the heaviest time to do this, but I mean, the cranes everywhere, they're just always building things. It's great. It's great to be a very, very rich operation with a huge endowment, and we need a new blah, blah, blah building for I mean, and the weird thing is, so I know the building I did one of my sessions in, I had to walk in the morning. It was an 8:15 session. And there are things going on campus. I promise you, a big building, bigger than any building on Nickel State. Okay. A building bigger than any, I promise you. When I walked in, me and the AV guy that was setting things up, only human beings in the building. And even when the class came in and we did everything, I promise you, I'm just walking around this massive, nice facility. I don't know how many classrooms, and there's summer schools and stuff going on. Nothing. No, I was like, but they're building more buildings. So that's the gig to have, man. You want to have construction contracts with private universities. And the other thing that it struck me because we made a joke about this. So in the restroom, on the floor of one of the classes I taught, had one of those waterless urinals. Yep.
And how does that?
I don't know, but it's a waterless urinal. I didn't study it. I didn't want to, but
could you flush it?
No, you don't do anything, man. You just do your business and it goes away. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what, but there's a plaque, like a silver little plaque above each toilet. It's Kohler. I'm going to tell the company that does it, Kohler. And you can tell it's all this virtue signaling stuff because the Kohler thing says it's congratulating the owners for their commitment to the environmental impact of the restrooms. That's such a college thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
why not just say, okay, look, here's a pipe. You pee straight in this pipe and it's going in the ground.
Dude, it's a different version of that. It's a different.
So
It's and I promise you. Okay, I can't say. I guarantee you both these urinals are incredibly expensive. I bet they paid thousands of dollars to pat themselves on the back. We care about the environment.
right, it's probably got the right pitch on it so that nothing lingers.
17 engineers and a couple NASA scientists worked on the waterless urinal that it just is gross to me, man. It's just but
I've never heard of that.
But well, they got them. They all over the place. That's the same thing too. There's signs all over campuses that I didn't take a picture of it or remember totally this year, but what to do in case of I don't know if it's an active shooter or a crisis, whatever. And it was like, first thing is run. Second thing is hide. Third thing is
it's amazing they got to tell you that.
Third thing is fight back. Right. So
it ought to be first thing if you have a gun.
Well,
or first thing if you don't.
Well, that's the point, right? That's the point. They don't, they're big on that. Can't have one. Well, apparently the people that came on, they didn't read the sign. Somebody, so,
Dave Chappelle has a joke about that where they do the shooter drill in schools. And he said, you got one kid in the back of the room taking notes. Wait, okay. Tell me again where they go.
Yeah. You can see it, man. You can see, but very nice hanging out with some professors again in the faculty lounge.
All right, yeah.
Oh man, but a good bunch of folks. I just like being the rodeo clown with a bunch of.
Now, do you do the same like a regular teacher would do, where it's the same curriculum, so to speak, or the same presentation each year?
Yeah, you gotta tweak it a little bit, just
same basis, but
just to keep yourself sane. Because a lot of stuff I talk about is sort of current. You just kind of do, look, man. And people think I'm kidding. I enjoy doing it, and thankfully I typically tend to get some pretty good reviews, and I just have fun. That's my goal. Because my idea is if we're 3 hours and we have fun, they leave pick up some stuff along the way. Right, man? Because I do that. I get up, if I can tell you, when I started the session, the quote unquote group of freshmen. Now, when I say freshmen, it's like 120 something people. They're not kids. These are, there are a couple of like bank presidents in there. They're like various senior men. It's a continuing education.
Right. It's like a leadership type class.
It's a 3-year program they go through. So you have a freshman class, but like I said, these people are all ages. And I told them, when it was started off, because you set expectations, right? And one of the first things I said, look, I had reason a few months back to see my college transcript for the first time in forever. I said it'd been at least 20 plus years.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have. I don't think I did.
I'd sent off. I paid my $5, my $10, whatever. So I got a copy of my college transcript. And I told this because this is like one of the first things I tell them when we start. We even started class. I said, listen, I looked at this thing and there are classes on my transcript that I do not remember. I said, I do not remember the class. I don't remember the name of these professors, but hey, I got a B. So apparently I showed up, right? So I know that there were entire semesters of classes that I couldn't remember. So I got a different attitude about what we're going to do over 3 hours today.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, people don't remember days. They don't remember hours. They remember moments. Yeah. I said, I cannot remember entire classes I took, credited college classes, but I can remember comments made to me in high school. I can remember comments made to me in 5th grade. I can remember things bosses did along the way, moments or things. So that's the goal. The goal is to, let's put it out there. Hopefully some of this stuff makes sense and resonates, and then you have fun with it. And I don't know, dude, they ask you to go back, you go back. So,
good on you.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. You're standing in front of a room sometimes and in the back of your mind, like, how did I end up here? What's, like, what? I hope these guys don't find the Facebook podcast. Right.
Well, yeah. It's they're honored to have you.
Yeah. One of the students found me after and said something about, I hear you do podcast. And
Really? Where'd you hear that?
I'll pause for a second. No, some other stuff I do. Right. I was careful to say, oh yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I kind of pointed him toward the professional, like, the official, that kind of stuff. Not the, oh yeah. Me and this other idiot get together once a week and just chop it up a little bit. But yeah, it was a good week. Dallas is just far enough to be a pain in the butt from Houston. That ride is just bites me in the crappy Hertz car they gave me. I typically like Hertz, but it's one of those things when you it's potluck these days, especially the little place I go to now. So, you show up, and I was silly enough to say I wanted a standard size or small, and I wanted something with decent gas mileage. I just didn't want to have to stop and get gas, and more than once. And they pull up in a car, and I thought, man, I hope they're driving their own car. I hope that's not the car. Right? I hope that's not the one. Oh, that's the one I'm getting. Dude, there was a piece missing on it. There was a
wow.
Yeah, like on the door, like a flap on, like some piece of the door was off, right? And there was something else kind of hitting the back, and the guy, he comes around the corner and give me the car, and I said, man, this thing's beat to crap, man. What? He's like, oh yeah, I think that piece fell off in the car wash, whatever. I'm like, all right, take pictures, bro.
Yeah,
like
I'm God knows if I bring it back and you didn't,
and that window didn't even work. I rented a rental car with a driver's side, a passenger side front window didn't work. Wouldn't so I was like, okay, that's I'm gonna be real. Now the upside of that is you really don't worry where you park those cars. Like,
yeah. No.
Bad neighborhood area.
We're talking around rental cars. You'll appreciate this to make fun of it. So my son Elijah, 24-year-old son, flew to California Thursday to go see. He's got a couple of friends out there. And he does this whole thing where he'll ask you for advice, but really what he's wanting you to do is give him the answer that he wants you to give him. So it's looking more for validation than advice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you one up on me. I don't get that. I don't even get, I tend not to get that at all. So they don't validate crap with me.
He says, so I'm pricing rental cars. And I said, first of all, you sure you can rent a car? Yeah, I don't know. I thought you had to be like 26.
Yeah,
said,
I thought it was 25, 26.
And he said, but an economy car is like 120, but a Tesla is 240. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be going from LA to San Diego. So should I get the Tesla to save money on gas?
Oh.
And I said, first of all, the economy car, I'm not thinking it's going to be burning a bunch of gas. I know gas in California is expensive. So I said, I'm thinking you're just asking me because you think you want to rent a Tesla, because you think it would be cool to rent a Tesla. So you do what you want to do. But I said, don't do it because you think you're saving money, because I don't think you will.
No.
And so he said, yeah, you're right. But then lo and behold, he rented the Tesla.
How did it work out for him? I mean, did he have the range to get from point A to point B?
He did. But then the funny part, so he had to stop it when he got there to charge it.
Yeah.
And stopped at some public place. Well, apparently he didn't read the manual because he didn't know how to charge it. So he's pulling into the charger front end first, and the charging ports in the back.
I would not know either.
Yeah. And then so he said, then somebody explained it to him, and he said, so then I got all nervous, and it was like I forgot how to back up a car. And I couldn't back it up straight to save my life. And the guy was helping him up by telling him how to charge it. And Elijah told, this is what the Tesla cult part, I guess, where he said, yeah, I just got this yesterday. And the guy says, oh man, congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You're helping destroy the earth too. You one of
Yeah,
these people who are kind of virtue signaling like you're not using gas, but
you're
17
using gas.
17 children slaves in some country probably died getting the minerals to make that battery that's going to end up back in a landfill and poisoning the next generations. But hey, rock and roll, feel good about yourself. And I don't think the charging is free, right?
I think it was like if you go, I don't know, it was like at a mall or something. So those, he said it was free and it was like an hour charging or something. So
Really?
Yeah.
So they let you. That's okay. I got a problem with that too. I know there's a lot that you have to pay. I mean, you have to
Put
pay
it this
to
way.
charge
It may be free to you. Somebody's paying for it.
Somebody's paying for it. Well, I guess we had travel. I guess we both had sons with some travel adventures. It worked out okay. So my younger came home last week and flew in, and then flew back out on Memorial Day. So he flew home, and I messed up, and I it's one of these things. You gotta love whenever you do something, trying to be nice, trying to, again, one of my issues is I'm always thinking of what problems are ahead. What problems are ahead? How can I help with these problems? So my son he's flying back on a mid-afternoon, late afternoon flight, not a long flight, Houston to New Orleans, and not a big plane. It's one of these 2 seats on one side, 1 seat on the other, maybe 2 and 2. And I know the configuration, and I know there are not a lot of bags, space, and whatever. And he had a seat toward the front, but then last minute I said, you know what? I looked at what's an upgrade. And I said, I'm going to go. Okay, there was an available first class seat, so I said, okay, I'm going to stick him in first class, knowing because he was like in a late boarding, get him in first boarding, right? And I tried, and this. I mean, the dude has flown before, more than a bit, not a lot by himself, only a couple times by himself, but on big planes. And I'm trying, and well, again, my wife's right when she tells me you start explaining stuff and you lose us, and you get into too much details, saying and then. So I try to tell him, look, you're going to get on, and one side you can't fit your bag there. The other side you should be able to, but there's not a lot of space. So he's up in first class. Well, and I didn't even talk to him since then, but here's what I know what happens. So he gets on the plane, not the first one, but whatever. And the first class area, which is not big at all. It might be like 6 seats.
Right.
Well, those spaces were full. So I know that I can visualize this. So he doesn't have room for his bag. So apparently the flight attendant gives him the option of
checking.
But you can put your bag, walk back in there. You can put in the back or walk down. Now, I've never done that where they have you leave the plane. Like leave the plane.
Yeah, they would typically take it for you, or put it on the jetway or something. And somebody
because
would
you have to. You have to come up. Yeah, you have to come up the stairs. So I guess he's trying to be a nice. I understand he's not trying to make waves. He doesn't want to go in the back of the plane, leave his bag. So he thinks he's going to go drop it off. At the foot. He talked to the guys. Yeah. So they didn't give him a tag. They didn't give him. When you leave it on the side of the plane, you're supposed to get a tag, and then when you get off, you wait at the plane. They bring the bags to you.
Right to you. It's
not going to baggage claim, right? Now I know I explained this probably poorly, right? So you know what happens. So he gets off, right? Gets off early. He goes, and you know how long baggage claim takes, especially in New Orleans, and he waits, and his bag ain't there. So I only get calls from my son when it's, God love him. It's not usually, hey, Dad, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm here.
Just want to let you know, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Just want to let you know it was nice sitting in front of that plane, and it was, comfy, and I don't get that call. I get the, so apparently, my bag's not here, and then you have to start playing the 20 questions, right? And you fight off the urge to like, bro, I told you. And my wife's kind of standing there saying, don't. And so then, yeah, he got the full experience. He got to walk over to the United area to try to explain to the person what happened, and she had to leave, and about another 20 minutes or so. She had to like call the place, and This is going to sound, it's kind of funny, nitpicky. He's getting ready to leave. And again, younger generation, y'all, they don't stress about the stuff we stressed about. So he's got his suitcase, nice Samsonite hardcover suitcase. Ain't no name tag on it. Nothing. Like just the bag. And I'm like, oh, you ain't got a name tag? Guess not. So, shows you how bad I got stuff in my closet up here. I got name tags and stuff from companies I used to work for, and you put your business card in. So I slapped a name tag on that bag before he left. And I was like, the only reason, yes, tell him it's a silver bag with your name on it.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna say, did he know what kind of bag it was?
I think he did. I mean, I don't look at that part, but yeah, you have to call back and yeah. So it's one of those things, and I guess it's and my wife pointed out, if you would have just let him sit in the back of the plane.
Yeah, but see, you're like me, where I'll ask questions or I'll give instructions, and it becomes, and I tell him, I said, look, I get that it's not making you comfortable, but it's making me comfortable.
It's making me feel at least not guilty.
Right.
Okay.
And so, suck it up and listen to it, or don't listen to it and pretend. Whatever, because that's, like I'll ask my son, hey, did you meet up with your friend there? Why do you keep asking that? And it's, well, I don't know, because you're in California, and I'm not real positive who you're with. And the other side of that is I'm making conversation. Dude, it must have been when the plane was about to land that, you talk about, you don't hear from him. He sent me the sweetest text I think that I've ever gotten from him, just thanking me for stuff. And I'm sitting there and said, oh my God, the plane's going down.
Sad but true, dude. Yeah, look. I know. I get it. I get on my I get on my son about that. I'm like, dude, people pay for me to talk to them. Do you know that?
You getting all this for free,
man? Consulting. You know what I charge for consulting, bro? I've been consulting with you for 22 freaking years, man. You know what that tab is? I know you don't appreciate this stuff now, but hey, yeah, it's everything they tell you earlier with your kids saying, oh no, they're going to do their own, like most of everything they told you, this is how being a parent is going to be like. And even when your kids are kids and kids get older, and how it's all true. It's all true. You just, so you can't change anybody. I know, but I can try. I've been, I take a,
well, but flip that. I can't change me either.
There you go. You and I on the same page on same page on that, right? Just take.
Yeah, my whole thing is, look, I know who you are. You know who I am. The difference is I'm paying for stuff.
And believe it or not, yeah, exactly. I'm doing this for me. It's for me, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
And when we think about who's got the bigger financial investment and who,
that's right. How about it?
You're living in my house rent free. That's your rent. Listen to me.
No lie. We're gonna start a side podcast. Parenting advice for those with the
parenting for parents.
Hey man. But and then thankfully, and here's how nice it is. His grandparents are picking him up. And because get this, man, Memorial Day weekend, zero parking available at
right. Well, and that's again, they don't listen to that. So because Elijah left Thursday and I was leaving for work, and so he said, I'm gonna leave about 10. And I said, okay, well, just to make sure, I said, because it's Memorial Day week. I said, there may not be many people flying, but there's a ton of people going to be parked there. And then I looked at his flight schedule and I realized his flight home was at noon, but his flight out wasn't until like 2 in the afternoon. And I struggled. I said, I just need to let him get there for 10 or whatever, or get there that early.
Probably
he barely. So I told him, I said, the flight's a little later, but still get there early. He barely made the flight. Like he's walking up in his last boarding call because he struggled to park.
Yeah, and you don't want to say I told. No, not take it back. You do want to say I told you so.
It's and you always have to be right. So I don't have to be.
It just happens. It just happens. Yeah, and that's why I felt dumb. And I'll get that thrown at me for a while. If you'd have just let him be, just let him get on the
Yeah,
back
but
of
I don't know, because there are the times, and I struggle where it's like you don't, um, like the one going to California. It's like, all right, let me know when you get there. Why? Cause I don't know, because it's a human thing to do.
And I guess back in the day, but so when we did, no, I didn't go to California. Let's establish
Yeah,
some
no,
things.
dude, I went nowhere.
Let's establish some things that our our offspring we never had. So wasn't so much a worry of check in. I wasn't going anywhere. And we are programmed differently now because we can be in constant constant
Right. It's an easy, one would think, an easy phone call away.
Not so much. And I kind of get it. I do, but I don't care. Just even if it's text, just text. What's up? I call my mom every night. I talk to my mom every night. Unless it's something really, and she knows I understand if something happens, but you just, and a lot of times, ain't a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah.
Not a lot. You just checking in. How you doing? You good? All right. Talk about the weather. Talk about who did what. Who else you talked to today? Sometimes what you ate. Sometimes I got a story. Sometimes I don't. It's okay. You just check in. But yeah, it's a different it's a different world, and maybe I'd have been the same way. My wife's big thing with me is, do you remember what you were doing when you were that age?
Yeah, that's why I'm worried.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, kinda, a little, and
making dumb choices, and
yeah, I'm just trying to get ahead of a dumb decision, right? That's all you're trying to do. But there you go. This past week, and again, it's over. This happened already as we talk, but shout out, congratulations for a good season to the Nichols Colonels, the baseball team. Man, here's how much we were interested, and I was sort of, because we don't have ESPN Plus. Because
I was watching the game cat or whatever you call it on where it just gives you the pitch count and stuff like that.
Were you okay? So my wife, I would have done that and just.
I wasn't watching. I was checking in.
No, my wife decided on when I told her, Nichols is playing, Alabama, and went in, and one of my sons, I think both. This is how ridiculous my family is. I want to say both of my sons had separate ESPN Plus accounts. Okay. They each pay, and I don't know what happened. Couldn't get it, couldn't whatever. So she subscribed to ESPN Plus for the Nichols game. So I said, please cancel this in a month as soon as you can cancel this. But watch the Nichols Alabama game, man. And
right down to the end.
Yeah. So the next game was not. The second day was just.
That's the whole part. And I watch very little.
Right.
College baseball. I watch very little baseball. This
Correct.
is the only time that I pay attention now. I mean, I paid attention to the Nichols game the other night. Right. I started watching the LSU game this afternoon, but it got rained out, so it's on, and it's only on ESPN Plus, which I had a subscription to, like you. It canceled it when I saw it was billing, so I don't have. But yeah, I watched. I guess Friday they played, and again, don't watch a lot of baseball, but I remember when you thought of baseball guys as like the clean cut guys. You got some different looking guys playing baseball, just like you got some of the clean cut guys. One of the LSU guys showed up in a wife beater and a cowboy hat.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah,
a lot of them have 70s porn mustaches going. It's a unique and eclectic group of guys.
Everybody is now being that they're for the most part looks like they're the star of their own social media show. So everybody's trying to stand out. They're trying to do, and it's a different world. So I mean, more power to them to get away with it. I remember in college, and this is to their credit, And again, this is not a baseball statement in general. It's just what I recall from the Nichols baseball team when I was in college. They look like a goofy bunch of guys to me. I don't remember a single guy. And this is a guy like there's some guys you look at. That's a good looking guy. That's a good looking guy. That guy going to get all the girls. That's there's just some dudes you look at and say, man, that guy. They were a bunch of hayseed looking, just nothing especially. Man, they had girls falling off of them. I'm never going to forget the baseball team groupies.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it was always, and I always said, man, I don't know if it's the confidence. I don't know if it's the swag. I don't know what it is. And I can't imagine that's changed over the years. But boy, the baseball team, man, they had they had girls lined up looking to meet them. Let's just say
Exactly.
But Nichols, I liked watching the game just because it was fun to hear some names you recognize. There was a Toops. I was like, hey, look at that. There's a Toops. And, I think there was a Villa. I would say a Villarreal, but they said it a Villarreal. I don't know if that's exactly how. And I don't remember all the names. I don't even remember the name. But here's where it's going to be interesting. The starting pitcher for Nichols against Alabama, the tall, good-looking kid. They gave the high school he was from, and apparently he was not recruited by anybody.
Oh wow!
His high school year, he didn't. They said no D1, no even junior college recruited him when the Nichols folks found him or whoever there was, the coach, whatever. And I'm sorry, I forget the kid's name. I'm not going to pull it up right now. But again, tall, good-looking kid. Okay, that dude. If Nichols can keep him next year, I'll be surprised. They're going to they're going to be coming after him. This kid was throwing 95. This kid was throwing 95 and had a freeze you in your stance curveball, and he had Alabama beat for what, 6 innings?
And that's the whole thing. If you think about from Nichols' standpoint, because Nichols is not getting a lot of guys coming from the transfer portal. LSU's ace pitcher this year came out of the transfer portal. So he's those are the kind of guys that leave Nichols, not come to Nichols. So for Nichols to go into Alabama, a fourth seed against the top seed, and give them everything they could, everything Alabama wanted.
In a game that was being played later than it should have been played because I guess weather and stuff. 100%. But you say that like the way NIL works now. And here's what I hope, because look, it is a NIL, guys. I believe it stands for name, image, and likeness.
Name, image, and likeness.
Yeah. So now college athletes and college anybody can make money. They can sign deals. They can.
Angel Reese, the girl from LSU basketball player, the one who did the "Can't See Me" thing.
Yeah.
That whole one move on her part is making her major dollars.
Well, that's what she was doing it for. And the gymnast, the LSU gymnast, I think is still the number one.
Yeah.
For money. I mean, which is funny. She'd be an Instagram model if she wasn't an athlete, right? So I guess it works out. And whatever, good. Hey, God bless America. Make the money you can make. What I would like to see, if that's how the game is going to be played, and I'm not going to call names because it's not my part to call names. But bro, we all know some people with Nichols ties from the bayou, from other areas with strong Nichols ties that have the jack to play the NIL game. If y'all want, if I'm saying they got some names on some buildings, they got some that's what I would see happening is like, look, you want to support the alma mater? There you go.
Help those guys.
Because now people have been doing it illegally forever. They've been paying off players and coaches and stuff forever. Hey, make it, if you can, but again, I can't. We all know who can write a check and get that done. But they're going to probably have to try to see about paying that coach too, because I saw that coach interviewed a few times. He's good. He's obviously a good coach to get, a group of people, a good. But hearing him talk, that's what I told my wife. I said, that's the sad part about this is not just that Nichols, man, they came so close. is that they got exposed to, wow, I see a couple, 3 guys on that team that if I'm, I'm coming at that pitcher again, whoever that's starting.
Yeah,
the guys.
that's the sad part of it all. I mean, it's good for the guys. But again, yeah, shout out. Good game on them.
Yep.
And
now I
Nichols
don't care.
beat LSU this year.
Yep, at LSU.
Yeah.
At LSU. And they had Alabama beat. They had them beat. They were beat. And okay, I know there might only be 10 people watching this right now that actually saw the game late, and everybody else like, I ain't got ESPN Plus, and I didn't want. Why are you trying to steal second with in was it the 10th inning, the guy that got thrown out? What are you doing, man?
I didn't pay that close of attention to it, but I know it.
By a
Nichols
mile.
had the lead. They'd lose the lead, they'd get it back.
Late in the game, tie game. Late in the game, tie game. Late. It was either not. Did it go 10 innings or was it 9?
I don't know.
Okay, I know Alabama, but anyway, tie game. Nichols has a runner on first, and I want to say there was no out, or maybe 1 out, but I think it was 0. And they send them. I think it might have been a hit and run, and the guy just didn't do anything. Something else. They subbed in a guy late who hadn't hit all game long, and he didn't look like he was ready and got thrown out by a mile. That's funny because I don't watch a lot of baseball, but apparently I'm an expert. Let me watch 5 minutes. And,
like in most things.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me 5 minutes exposure and I just remember all the stuff. But my wife, who doesn't watch a lot of baseball, she was like, why is he trying to steal? I was like, there you go. That's my point. I don't, so whatever. But anyway, congratulations and good luck to, I think, isn't UL still in?
UL's out.
They're out now?
Yeah, LSU's still in. LSU's playing as we record this. And they'll play again on Monday regardless.
Yeah, I don't care no more. If UL and Nichols is out, forget it. I don't care. I don't care.
No Cajun teams, bro.
No Cajun ties in there. I think I saw. I know I'm thinking about this now. We talk about LSU. I read something during the week or last week that they're going to be rolling out air-conditioned football helmets. How does that work?
I don't. And
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Is it like sticking your head in the fridge and the rest of your body's hot? I don't know.
Well, no, because
but I guess if you keep your head, it's like the whole hat thing. If you keep your head cool, the rest of your body's cool.
All the blood's in your head, right? Your brain and your neck, right? So if you can keep that cool, makes a lot of sense. I'd like to see how that.
Right? Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I hope they're not just freezing the helmets in the. Watch my ears burn
in the Gatorade cooler. I did see a couple pictures from like Saints, some of their off-season workouts where dudes would look like comically padded helmets. I guess some of them wear that in practice.
I guess those are you are no way gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
those are you're not getting a concussion helmets. Looks like what was the movie Spaceballs, whatever, with the big old
exactly.
Yeah, that was but yeah. So
why not wear that during the game?
They don't look very aerodynamic. They don't look like you're gonna be flying down the field with the jumbo helmet on. But again, I guess that football. We're sticking to school kind of stuff. On Facebook, I guess today or yesterday, whenever I saw a post, and I forget the guy that put it on there. I wouldn't say it anyway because I don't want to. So apparently, some couillon, some chew, stole the batteries, the car batteries, whatever, out of the South Lafourche band's trailers. Like they have, I'm not exactly sure what the car batteries are for in the trailers, but I mean, apparently I guess they're important. But so somebody stole them, I guess. And this guy his post was just like, you know who you are, and he says, I hope you are gonna get caught, and I hope if they stick their foot so far up your bleep that you feel the toenails. I don't know what he was basically saying. People on the bayou talk. You will be found. Basically. I was like, man, don't take off the band boosters, bro. They're gonna come looking for you.
Yeah. I wish we had that kind of crime here. Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, I don't think any crime's good, but you know what?
But yeah, we had a couple days ago. I guess Waffle House after the, that clip went viral of the woman shutting the stuff down and taking a chair a couple of months ago. Waffle House may be a safe haven for some people because one near my house, not the one I typically go to, it's next door to a Popeyes. And one employee shot another employee at Popeyes, and the wounded employee from Popeyes ran into the Waffle House next door
because they know how to handle gun wounds.
Exactly.
Bullet wounds at the Waffle House. That wasn't the first. That wasn't the first gunshot they saw that week.
No, man, probably not that night.
So hang on. Let me finish these hash browns. I'm gonna come patch you up.
As luck would have it, just before we did this podcast, I went and eat at Waffle House, the other one near my house.
You did not. Yeah, I have not been in a Waffle House.
I love me some Waffle House.
Well, listen, I do.
I heard the guy talking about that he worked at the Waffle House on O'Neill, and I said, "Oh, bro, were you there when the guy got shot the other day?" And he said, "No, but his coworker was." I said, "Well, obviously, if you worked there and you weren't there, your coworker was."
So, but got to be clear about this because this is such a Louisiana story. One Popeyes employee shot another Popeyes employee.
Right. Because I'm sure he came to work, armed.
I got a feeling a lot of them do. Okay. I'm like, if you gave me the over and under on the percentages of how many of the Popeyes employees in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. And I can see some justifiable occurrence. Like, it was supposed to be mild, you idiot.
That's right.
And, popped him for that. Got shot in the butt, though.
How many breasts you put in this thing? Man, we're going to go broke. We're going to go broke with you. Let me teach you a lesson. Shot him in the butt, huh?
Shot him in the butt. And then the guy with the bullet in the butt ran to next door to the Waffle House.
I'm going to guess he waddled.
I guess kind of hopped in there or something. But,
I don't know, depending on what the that's hard. You know what? That's hard to. I'd like to see the explanation, man. It's going to be hard to prove self-defense when you shot him in the butt.
Well, could be justifiable.
Unless you can say
the annoyance, yeah.
Well, again, you can say he came at me with a spinning back kick, and I was quick enough to step back,
take him out. Yeah, he was lunging forward. Galliano, they steal batteries, or here they shoot each other. Probably going to be about the same penalty.
Probably so. You are correct. I saw something. The last
battery
week.
stealer will probably get a harsher treatment.
Probably if he gets caught by the guy that put the Facebook post, I guarantee you he will. It was one of those things like, hey, just want you to know, we will hunt you down to the end of the earth.
I know exactly what that battery looks like. I'm gonna raise every hood on the bayou.
He even put that in a thing. People on the bayou talk. People on the bayou talk, bro. He said, and he's even saying, put that in the post. He says, you told somebody. That's great. It's like, that's somebody who knows the bayou. That guy understands the criminal mind of the average car battery stealing South Lafourchian, or worse, some outsider coming in, doing whatever.
Going to Grand Isle, needed a battery.
Whatever, and they go steal it at the school because they figure, nobody's there, and
school's closed.
He said they got it on video. We'll see. I don't know, but so yeah, if the battery thief is a Dave and Juan regular listener, bring that back, bro. Bring that back.
Nobody ask questions. Just go put it back.
Just go put it back. Now we want to still ask some questions, but yeah. Don't do that. Well, no, I saw something that I guess the sheriff had some big task force, whatever, coming out now for opioid abuse. It's like, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm all for. Oh yeah, stories I get, man. And again, I guarantee you there are folks, friends, people I know people saying, oh yeah. I've been hearing that for years. I'm like, did it finally get to a point that we need a task force or I've been hearing about this for a while. In fact, I thought they'd moved on from opioids. I thought there was something new. Right. The only thing that ever stops a certain drug epidemic is when they get something that's either more potent or cheaper. Right. That's it. You know, it used to be 1,000 years ago. They think it was like cocaine. Well, that stuff's apparently expensive. I don't know. Never priced it. Never
That
bought in it.
became a crack.
No idea. Yeah, that's the only. You know. Oh no, they didn't really solve anything. They're just doing something different now.
Right. I told because my daughter had her wisdom teeth pulled last week, and so she had some, I don't know, I guess oxycodone or whatever they give you for pain. And I told her, I said, you need to wean yourself off of that stuff quick. And
she was taking it?
I think she took one or two. And then
did you try a couple to make sure she was
No, but I said, you get off of it and save as much inventory of it as you can. You never know when we're going to fall on hard times.
That's right. You never know when you can eat a few bucks. It's right. Always. I told you, I got some in my bag here. I bet you it's 15 years old. I don't know when they go bad, but I got some after my kidney stones. They gave me, I don't know. I don't even know how many's in the bottle. Never opened it. That was always in case of emergency, open. But there you go. So yeah.
I told her to donate them to her swim club, and count that as my donation to the swimathon.
Okay. So let's do our part to help the sheriff. Hey, Lafourche Parish, he'll stop it with that dope. Okay. Okay.
I bet the dude who stole the batteries is probably trying to sell the batteries to get some dope.
He was either on dope or he needed a battery to buy some dope. Could have been both. But he better hope the guy that put the Facebook, that's gonna be the most expensive dope you ever got, bro. You extricating somebody's foot from your nether regions. And like you said, he knows people on the bayou. They talk.
And they talk, bro. They talk a lot.
They talk. So Dave and Juan supports the sheriff and trying to get y'all off the dope. Get off the dope as best you can. No, it's not easy. It's like later on when we start telling you to have the best week ever. We always do that. We always tell you to have the best week ever without dope.
Getting off the dope.
We tell you to live your best life. I know it's hard. Trust me. I got you. I feel you. But, maybe start off with a little less dope.
Right. Yeah. It may not make it the best week ever.
Yeah.
But it's leading to the best week ever.
Not even saying you have to quit everything now, but start, pace, a little pace, that might be a campaign that would work. And I don't know what the sheriff's campaign is. I'm sure it's great. And I'm sure it's well thought out. And I'm sure I got a feeling it's about education.
Who is the sheriff down there?
It's Weber.
Weber. Okay. I thought you said that.
Yeah. The thing about sheriffs in Lafourche Parish, man, when you get one, bro, they're there for a while.
Oh, wherever.
Man, they're there for a while. And in some cases, some come back and try to kill the one that was there before. You ever remember that story? I'm not going to get into it. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. There was one ex-sheriff. Apparently, I know he ended up, was he in jail or whatever? And he tried to have the current sheriff blown up.
Nice.
Oh man, dude, it's
that's like getting a tugboat captain license. Once you got it, you got it forever. Pass it down to the family.
I'm telling you, it is. It's like, man, apparently, when you become sheriff, you just do it until you don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, the guy that's the sheriff in Assumption Parish, he and I used to drink together at Boudin's back in the day, a little bar in Pankerville. Yeah,
hope he remembers that
forever. Yeah. I see him every now and then, like at the fair or festival, or if I go to a funeral down there, he's always he must go to all the funerals because he's at every one I've ever been to.
Part of the job. Part of the job. So yeah, there you go. So good luck, South Lafourche Band, getting your batteries back, and the rest of the parish getting off the narcotics. And I don't want to just pick on that because at least nobody shot each other at the Popeyes in La Rose, as best I can tell.
Exactly.
I don't think there's been a shooting at a Thibodeau Popeyes in a while either. I hope. Now, granted, this podcast will come out tomorrow, so I don't know what's going to happen between now and then. But
there'll probably be another shooting, between now and the time we wrap this sucker up in Baton Rouge.
Well, there you go. I talked about Baton Rouge. I said I was up in Dallas at SMU, and we were somebody. It's so funny because I'm in Texas, right, for 20-something years, and my license says Texas. My sons really, they were born in Georgia. They consider them they're Texans, but everybody's like Louisiana. They just know me as Louisiana because of the accent and stuff like that. And So, telling him like, man, I like your senator. And I'm like, which state you talking about? And he was obviously talking about
Cruz or Kennedy.
No, yeah, he was talking about Foghorn Leghorn Kennedy, right? I said, well, he's not mine, but yeah, he's good for a chuckle every now and then. But and I was talking about we were talking about various cities and stuff, and New Orleans and how New Orleans had gotten rough. And I said, but hey, don't sleep on Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge punches above its weight when it comes to crime.
Right. If some of our shooters could get a little better training, and become better at aiming, we'd be up there, man.
Well, that's just. I think New Orleans is just beating you on total volume right now. I can't believe the New Orleans shooters are any better than. I had a cop explain that to me one time too about why so many of these injuries they're always shot in the back and in the butt and whatever, because they start shooting and they're running away. They're always that's
Both
why
parties are running. Yeah.
Most of these time, they're not. It ain't the movies, bro. They ain't standing there square, looking and aiming.
Draw.
They got that sideways running. That would be my only. I'm a Second Amendment guy, and I get worried when they start doing this stuff. But if you what we need to do is just while we make up stupid laws anyway, and we always making up stupid laws. We live in a country with a bunch of idiots that think, hey, we got these laws on the books that we are not enforcing. And then somebody breaks the laws that are on the book. Hey, you know what we need to do? Let's go make some more laws.
Yeah.
No. That's not doing anything. Like the people that committed all these crimes, they broke a bunch of laws. You don't need new ones. You can get them.
Yeah. Force the ones you got.
So while we're going to make up stupid rules, just make a rule that if you are a criminal or an official gangbanger, and I don't know how you make it official, but let's just, those guys can't carry automatic, right? If you made those guys, I would even go along with that. Bro, you get to carry a revolver. You get to carry a 6-shot revolver, because here's what we know. You're probably not going to kill too many people because you're always running and moving and shooting. Now, if you give somebody a gun that they can just spray, okay, you might hit something.
Increasing the probability.
You might hit something. But if I gave you something that you had to actually think about and aim, we would bring it way down. Yes. Would that be a stupid law? Absolutely. They got much dumber laws.
Effective.
Hey, they got much dumber laws they're trying to pass right now. Or I guarantee you that one would actually work. Or let's just go back and enforce some of the stuff that's there. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got time to run for office, but I mean, it's coming there. But
if you could,
if I did, oh, dude, that's what I need. I mean, when I retire, whenever that is, I think I might just move back to Lafourche.
Yeah, whenever Sheriff Weber's ready to.
No. I don't want that job. I mean, great. I hope he stays for another. Hey, keep it going. I don't even know what I want. I won't be the mayor or something. Because your mayors don't have to shoot anybody. You can if you want to, I'm sure. Right. But, and I can just see my campaigns, Lafourche, get off the dope. Vote for Dave. Let's get y'all off the dope. We need some more. We need some more festivals.
That D, D and D.
We need some more festivals. More
festivals, no dope.
That's right. More fun, less dope. Let's rock with this. That's right.
That could be a bumper sticker.
There you go. You're the T-shirt guy. We'll get that done. We're talking about politics, and this has happened. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Some of you may not have. And we joke about this, but it's a painful kind of joke, because at some point, right? At some point, it fails to be funny, and it kind of already is. But you saw what our commander,
sandbag in the middle of a stage.
Our commander in chief, handing out diplomas at, was it the Naval Academy?
Might have been Air Force.
It was something.
Yeah,
it was something military
in Maryland.
But
it was Naval. Naval's up on the East Coast. Yeah,
my man.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what I think about.
Decides. The people that don't know. Yeah, people that don't know. he was up there, wearing a baseball cap and a suit, and I don't know what he did. And I don't know if he thought he was going to turn and kind of show how spry he was getting off the stage, but face planted, just like tripped on air. Hey, they can say what they want. You know how I know? You know how I know there wasn't a sandbag? They didn't show it.
Right. Why would there be a sandbag there?
Exactly. A sandbag. Really? Yeah. But so that's what they claimed. Oh, he
but
tripped
these
on
are
a
the
sandbag.
same people. The defenders are the same people who mocked Trump. And I'm not even trying to get pro-Trump or anything, but
No.
the same event when Trump was president, I think it was like the ramp was wet. Or
he told the story, or just a slippery metal
right.
ramp.
So
and
he
leather
walked
sole shoes.
slowly.
He had leather sole shoes, and he had to kind of like tiptoe getting down that ramp.
Right.
Because, otherwise, whatever. Okay, exactly. That's the annoying thing is the same people that made fun of that. It's like, here's my thing also. There must have been 100 people that walked that same path before.
Yeah.
Nobody
all the graduates.
Nobody else tripped on the imaginary sandbag, but then went down flat. Had to have a team come out there to help him up. And I saw the video of the young lady or young. I'm assuming she, I shouldn't assume that she identifies as a young lady, but an obvious. Well, I can't even say what's obvious.
She gave the appearance of a young lady.
Someone the appearance of a young lady, military officer, I guess, getting ready, was like, she, I guess, was the next one supposedly to get the diploma, or she was kind of walking up there. And man, she kind of walks up and freezes, and the president just goes down. And she kind of looks around and turns around and walks the other way. And she was just sort of like, I don't think I have anything to do with this. I'm gonna, right. But I don't know if you saw the rest.
I saw when he was getting off the helicopter. And
gets on the helicopter, comes off, hits his head, getting off the helicopter, walks by the guard, doesn't salute the dude. Like that's the customary, right? Commander in chief gets off the helicopter, gets off the plane. They give a salute to the military right there. He walks right by, doesn't acknowledge the guy, goes over and then starts to salute the press corps.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah. He got his hand up to go like, I mean, and look, okay, I'm sorry. At some point, it's like, well, yeah, we're funny.
Well, this is the whole thing. Okay, you can sit down and say, well, we're not nearly his age. I'm older than you. I couldn't tell you the last time I tripped and fell.
Well, look, it happens, but there's a different thing too. When you trip, yeah, of course.
Right. My dad's 88 years old, almost 89. I couldn't tell you the last time he tripped and fell.
Yeah. Well, he probably didn't turn around and try to show off. Let me show you how vigorous I am.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, Jack. It's for real. All right. I mean, whatever. So there you go. So America,
Good luck.
Good luck. At this point, I just want them to just please let me know who's actually running stuff. Come on. Can we know?
Well, I saw something today.
We can't change
Kamala
anything.
Harris is one trip away from the presidency.
You think? Well, we're not in line, but we should be.
Yeah.
And if
at least
me and Juan, man, we be the ticket. That's right. And we could just do it. America, get off the dope. I think we got a winning combination. Yeah, all right. All right, let's get off the dope and let's get on out of here. How about that?
All right.
Push the button. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magical tape they call the cloud up in the sky, and we'll try to pull it down and get it processed and send it out your way. If you want to reach us, y'all, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And,
wherever you are.
If you found us this time, you can find us next time.
Us again. Find us somewhere else. We're everywhere.
There you go. Every week, guys, we don't ask, we don't beg, we don't plead, we don't suggest. No, man, it's a freaking
mandate, bro.
Freaking mandate. Get out there, go for it. Live your best life. Try to have the best week of your life. And as we mentioned earlier,
all right,
one of the best ways to start living the best week of your life,
get off the dope.
Start weaning yourself off the dope. Just a little. We'll get there together. We'll get there together. We'll get back together the next week and talk about it and see how it all turned out.
See if anybody's got how your withdrawals were.
Right. But don't get Dave and Juan withdrawals. We'll be back on Monday, give or take. Probably.
Give or take. Yeah, typically. I think I'm
more than likely.
That Monday.
If I can get Juan off the dope, we're gonna be back here. Yeah, we know Jeepers are high on life. Jeepers,
that's right, man. That's right.
Jeepers don't need that other stuff. All right, we're gonna get on out of here. Everybody have a fantastic week. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. So my favorite moment from the Jeeping event was when we were walking through the vendor village. There was some guy there with a little dog, looked like one of ours. And yeah, my dog, I have 2 Shih Tzus, or however you pronounce that. And so Joey asked the guy, said, "Oh, he's so cute. Is that a Shih Tzu?" He sternly corrected her. She.
Jeez.
So she misgendered a dog.
Dang.
And
Dang.
apparently offended this dude.
Well, he was at a Jeeper
Yeah.
get together. So there you go, man. Those are your people, bro.
Yeah.
She.
Wanted to-
I'm sorry, I didn't turn it over.
Yeah.
Excuse me for not staring at your dog's genitalia.
Yeah.